Hi and welcome to Wine Around Oz, the show where we do the miles so you wear the smiles. That's right, we're going to spend 12 months going to as many boutique wineries in the wine regions they grow their grapes in as we can and see what we think of those wines. When we find ones that we think are worth mentioning, we will bring them to you. My name is Tim.
And I'm Kat.
And today we are doing a couple of different wines.
We are. We're still on the south coast, so we're still grabbing wines from that wet region. We've got one from Tilba, which is not far from Narooma, and another one from Murra. I think it's Murra, and that's not too far from Bega.
Okay, one of them is a Riesling and one of them is a Rosé, as you might have just spotted from the bottles there. The one further north, which is still in the southern end of New South Wales, is the Tilba one, which is a Riesling. I'll just quickly show that to you as a full thing there. There you go, an interesting kind of label, gone with purple and yellow. Not very common really, but that's what they've chosen to do. And here's something else that is a little bit odd these days. Yes, a cork.
In a Riesling.
That's right. We almost didn't know where a corkscrew was. It was hard to open the damn thing. So, there you go. Anyway.
So a little bit about Tilba. They've had their cellar door open since 1983, but they have been under vine for 31 years. So, you know, the vines are a little aged. Yeah. We've spoken to a lot of winemakers over the last few weeks, and we've heard a lot of different stories about problems they have with growing grapes in their different regions. Shoalhaven has a problem with mildew. The Southern Highlands have a problem with frost. But the story we got from Tilba was that wallabies were actually one of their main problems. They like to eat the buds, particularly off the Shiraz, but they will also go for the Riesling. So that's just
So one of their great costs and expenses trying to keep the little buggers out of their yards and eating their... Because you eat them at the bud and you're going to lose a lot of the fruit. No chance for it to grow at all. So there you go, nipping it in the bud. So we're going to start with the Tilba. The Tilba is a Riesling. The place there was quite nice, on a bit of a hill looking down a slope, and they also had a little restaurant there. You could sit out on the balcony. And
they do live music on Sundays. I think it's the first Sunday of every month. So
as a place, if you're in just south of Narooma, in that sort of particular part of the world, and you're looking for a nice view for your lunch, they're a bit off the highway, so I can recommend the view. Can't recommend the food. We didn't eat there. So there you go.
So, I'm not sure whether this Riesling might be just a little bit too cold, but I'm not getting much off the nose of it. There's a hint of something, I don't know, it's not strong enough to know what it is.
Really nothing, absolutely nothing coming off this. But if anything, I mean I tried warming it up a bit just in my hand before we did this because we weren't getting anything just before. Still nothing, so anyway, let's see what it tastes like.
It's crisp, like a Riesling should be. It has a bit of acidity, fruit flavours, probably a bit of citrus coming through.
Oh, actually, the acidity at the end is really starting to kick in. Now, I mean, we tried it at the winery. Now, as much as it's a beautiful place, this was the best of the wines as far as we were concerned. So we walked away with a bottle.
They also had sold out of quite a few wines as well that they normally have.
But
so we didn't get to try all of them.
The balance on this one, I'm going to say, is a bit wrong. Maybe it's this bottle. I don't know. Maybe it's not a cork tank, but there's just way too much acid coming through in the back there for not enough fruit up front, as far as I'm concerned. So. It seems to be out of balance as far as I'm concerned. You can say and think what you want. There is no right answer in wine, so I'm saying this. Kat might think differently. You might think differently if you've been there recently or had some of it yourself. But
I quite enjoyed it when I first tasted it at the vineyard, and I can still enjoy it now. So
for me, it's way too tart at the end. So too much acid, not enough balance. There you go. $22 at the winery door. So
we'll move on to the Mimosa. So this one is a 2008 Rosé, and we are back to the Chambourcin grape. We just keep going back for more.
And we don't even like it most of the time.
Hey, it's growing.
Most of the time,
It's growing on us.
We've given it a shot. That's the idea of what we're trying to do. Is we'll try everything.
Yeah, particularly the region's, most prominent grape. We had to keep trying it to see what they were doing with it. But we are moving away from the coast, so you won't be getting so much Chambourcin soon
in the future. But we don't normally. We're also not very keen on rosés. But as I just said, we'll try everything there just to sort of see if someone can surprise us. And in this particular occasion, they have. We've walked out of that place with one of the rosés in hand because. Quite honestly, it's one of the nicest rosés I've ever tried. So,
and it's a beautiful light red colour.
It's got those strawberries lifting off it. It's really sort of sweety kind of smell.
Overtones. It does smell a bit sweet.
Extremely light. That's what you expect from a rosé. So, but I'm sure that's most of you know that. So there you go. Yeah, look, it's not sickly sweet. You're just getting these beautiful fruit flavours, but it's not that sort of oh my god, I'm about to drink a pop. Soda pop.
Yeah, definitely the sweetness does come through, but yeah, like Tim said, it's not a passion pop kind of sweetness. Tasty. Very enjoyable, very summer's day kind of drink. A bit chilled, not too cold. Highly enjoyable.
I liked it when I tried it there. I'm still liking it again now, which is a good sign. A lot of the time the rosés are just way too sickly sweet for me. I guess
too
if
light,
I got,
too nothing much there.
I'd say the fruit on this is just right, nice balance, good middle palate. I do think it's a bit acidic at the back. That could just be the Riesling hanging around from before. I didn't have any water here, but not sickly sweet kind of rosé.
And it doesn't taste like Chambourcin at all. Yeah. I think they might be lying to us.
But it's probably the Chambourcin aspect of it that's preventing that sickly sweet kind of character to it. Being not a particularly grape that it's got a bit of a sort of tartiness to it, that grape. So as rosés go, if you're not into the sweet thing but you are looking for something for that special Japanese fish meal coming up with that favourite friend of yours, if you can get your hands on one of the Mimosa Rosé, then I highly recommend it. The hardest part will be getting your hands on it. Mimosa don't tend to sell many outside of their local winery, but I'm sure if you join their wine club, they'd be happy to sell it to you.
Or give them a
it
call.
is mimosawines.com.au, and while we're at it, Tilba Valley Wines are, as you'd expect, tilbavalleyWines.com on that one, no AU. So there you have it. 2 more wines from the coastal region. As Kat mentioned before, we are out of here. We are heading inland. We are heading west. We are getting away from the coastal region. Tumbarumba in the western side of Kosciuszko National Park. So I guess you'd say west of the Canberra district. So that's where we'll be coming from next. And we hope you sign in to watch us find out what there is in Tumbarumba to taste.
Yes. Bye.